Welcome to Let's Talk Meshing's Tutorial Tuesday, where we show you how to use a feature in just a couple of minutes. In this video, we'll walk through the various transformations you can perform in Pointwise for your entities, whether those be database, entities, connectors, domains, or blocks. So in this scene, I have an aircraft geometry, and maybe I imported it and it's not in the proper set of units, so I need to scale it. So I can just select that geometry, go Edit, Transform, and Scale, pick my center point for the transformation, kind of the anchor, and then pick my scale factors. Those could be non-uniform scale factors, or I could just enter a single value for a uniform scale. So in this case, I'm going to blow it up by 10 times. You'll notice that my aircraft is now 10 times larger if I were to accept that. Okay, so that's scale. Another one is rotate. Maybe one of the things I want to do is perform a roll study, and I need to rotate the aileron. So I can select that aileron, go Edit, Transform, and Rotate. And basically what I need to do is define the hinge line for the rotation, so the axis. So I'll go ahead and select that, pick the angle, and click OK. And you'll notice that the aileron has now been rotated, and I can perform my roll study. And of course, I would need to go to the other aileron and rotate it the opposite direction. Okay. All right, so now let me load up the surface mesh. You'll notice it's half the surface mesh. Okay, maybe I was doing a symmetric calculation, but now I want to do some roll studies or yaw studies, and I need the full aircraft. So what I can do, whether this be domains or the block, I can just grab the geometry or the mesh, copy it using Control-C, paste using Control-V, and then mirror it. And there are various ways to define the mirror plane, but I can just pick, in this case, the Y plane, click OK, and click OK, and now I've got the full aircraft mesh. So I'm going to go ahead and undo that. And now the last two I'm going to perform are translate and stretch. So one of the things I like to do is take the trailing edge connector of my wing and translate it downstream so I can begin to create a wake sheet to perform or to achieve some additional refinement downstream. So I'll select that, go Control-C to copy, Control-V to paste. I'm going to translate. So I'm going to pick my begin point and my end point to define the translation vector. You can see I can move that connector around, so I'll just drag it downstream, click OK, and now I need to stretch this. I'm actually going to squeeze it a little bit, select that connector, go Edit, Transform, and Stretch. I'm going to pick my anchor point, basically the point that stays fixed. I'm going to zoom in here and pick the begin point, and then the end point, and that's going to define the stretch vector. And you can see I can kind of push and pull on that until I get it just the way I like it, and click OK. And again, this serves as the beginning as a wake sheet to provide additional refinement downstream of the wing. So those are Pointwise transformations in a nutshell. Thank you, and have a pleasant Tuesday.